Hey, how's it going today? It's Frankie and I'm here with Terror Tuesdays. And this movie is called Sister Death. Now, it's not a follow-up to the movie Veronica. It's about a character in Veronica, and this is like the character story basically of how she became a nun. So yeah, and I gotta say, this movie at the start, weirdly enough, wasn't gripping me like the movie Veronica did, where I was quite intrigued and it actually started off quite quickly. But then this movie towards the end actually got really good. Now I'm thinking to myself, it's not average as I thought. It's actually way more than that. I don't know how much of this movie I'm going to talk about because there's a lot of details to it. I might end up getting parts of the scenes a bit not in order. But yeah, I'm just going to go straight into it. This movie had some really good scary moments, some tense, I won't say scary, but some creepy kind of tense moments, such as when, what's her name, Sister Narcissa, that rhymes as well. Sister Narcissa like opens up this box, which I thought was a Dybbuk box, but it turned out to be like a box of like Sister Socorro or something like that, and she technically one that's haunted the place. I'm going to give a lot of this movie away quite early on, so you know it's good to watch it first and see my video, unless you'll do it the other way around. And then when she does that, she sees like the church just collapse. She hears like screams of like a woman in distress. She also has some nightmares as well, like hallucinations of like, especially when she goes in at the kitchen to see Sister Seguro or whatever her name is, and she talks about a delicacy. She eats a delicacy, and then she just starts to find out that it was actually eyeballs she was eating, and that then the Sister Seguro starts laughing in a demonic way. And then when she removes her hand from her face, her eyes are black, and that's when you turn as a nightmare. She also got loaded to like a basement and sees some sort of like hand there that was there from like centuries or whatever it was. I think that's something to do with Sister Socorro anyway, I don't know. They quite get that bit of the information there. And yeah, so she also has like situations where like a piece of marble is kind of like, it's like the spirits are kind of like telling her something basically and letting her know something. She also has a hallucination of that she was in like the church place and she was praying with all the other nuns, and she sort of sees like Rosa, which is one of the young girls there, and she sort of sees like her on the floor and her just rising up, and it was that's a creepy scene. And this movie didn't scare me, it's just it had a lot of tense creepy moments, but then it started to intrigue me. And obviously Rosa ends up being one of the I think it's Rosa anyway, wasn't that hallucination of hers. And then she starts like, you know, getting, I think she's like the next one cursed, but I don't think she is the next one cursed. She's one of the kids that were cursed there, because whenever a name gets put on the board, it means that that person is going to be cursed, and Rosa was the one that was cursed. She, you know, and then Sister, was it? Why am I forgetting these names all the time? But yeah, Sister Narcissa just goes in the room with her, and they see like this drawing that was seen in an earlier scene. Now, with me, right, with how I can be, my dumbass thought it was a part of a car because it was so dark in the first time I saw it early on in the movie. I thought this was a car. I didn't quite see it was like a face there, and the hangman was. It was basically like Hangman, basically, and that was like the person who's going to die next by hanging, which is a sign in that movie. And then Narcissa wanted like Rosa to show her who Sister Socorro was, how she could like get to and reach her, and they started drawing like an extra leg. And then Rosa is the only one that can see her so far. Yeah, that's a quite intense scene, to be honest. Yeah, she's the only one that can see her, and then she starts looking around and she can't really find Rosa. And Rosa's just looking everywhere. And then Sister Julia, I think is on with the glasses, who I didn't like from the get-go. I knew there was something off about her. And then she starts getting all aggressive. I thought she would have been a demon. Bloody hell, it's like, it's all your fault you're doing this. Why the hell are you doing this to me? Or to everybody here, you're bad luck. See what happens, I'm not being rude, but see how as religion get mixed in with stuff. They sort of create some things like this, and that's how you know when if somebody's got a powerful mind. They walk into somewhere like that and nobody likes them, or suddenly got a bad vibe, then it just means that they know things that they didn't expect them to know, they didn't want them to know, kind of thing. And yeah, so she does looking around, and she hears something in the confession booth. This is a scene where she was like taking Rose's sister Anna Marie with her, and yeah, she goes to the confession booth, and there was this. It's the guy's voice from earlier that you see in the scene where he was just talking to her, and she was confessing some sins to him. But then he sounded a bit more demonic, like he was a spirit, and you see all these eyeballs come out, you see all these hands coming out. It wasn't hallucinating. It wasn't a hallucination. It wasn't a dream. It wasn't a nightmare. I wouldn't call it a dream, but yeah, it wasn't a nightmare as such. She just went out, and then the door. There's another door that opens, and it's like Rosa just hanging herself. It's quite. This movie, it actually got really intense, to be honest. And then she starts finding out history after shining her eyes into the sun, and that's how Sister Death got the name, because of not just doing that, but because of what she's seen and what she's heard. So that's why in the movie Veronica, you see that Sister Death just like having both eyes just completely blinded by the sun. So that story kind of makes sense. So after she does that, she starts revealing even more truth, and Julia starts saying, look, how can she possibly know this? She can't have known this. And what our sister found out was that is what happened to like everybody there, the history behind it. I'm not going to mention scenes in the flashbacks she was not in the flashbacks, but what she was like seeing in her mind. It was quite disturbing, and yeah, it got kind of a bit messed up with guys just invading it, and one of them kind of, I'm not going to mention it, but then that one got pregnant. So it's all about Sister Socorro basically. And yeah, then you start figuring out that the girl that also was screaming, because it was like there's actually two girls. It's like the mom and her daughter screaming in distress. And there's a scene in this movie where like Rosa and Anna Marie sees like a girl in the bathtub, and that's actually the daughter of Sister Socorro, who accidentally hit her head on like the bathtub. I think the nuns are trying to cleanse her because of what happened basically, and you could just see Socorro just screaming, and yeah, all the other nuns will say, oh god, this is why they see the girl in the bathtub. So yeah, and you hear Socorro scream at the door, but then Narcissa gets like, as she sees like the spirit of like Socorro, and then she starts seeing what happened, and then this is where Julia and Socorro get their get their karma basically, kind of in disturbing ways, where Socorro starts. I kind of like it in between the time frame. It's like what they done in this movie is really hard to explain. They did the present and the past together, and they intertwined it, so they're in the spirit world and in that sort of period, and they're in the present period now in their world. And Socorro is just like taking, I don't know if it's Socorro, I'm saying Socorro anyway, and Socorro starts taking revenge of them by having like a statue fall on Julia, and having Socorro just get killed at the bathtub, and you see them in like the present time also get affected by that. I wonder that's how it also happens as well in sort of present times as well. People do get cursed and demons do attack them. They're actually attacking them in their world as well. So it intertwines together. And for me, that was probably the best period of the movie, with like the last 40 minutes to go, in my honest opinion, or 45 minutes to go, whichever it is. If I miss anything, I do apologize, unless I remember something now from the get-go, then yeah. But yeah, which explains, and that's when you see Socorro just hang herself from the chair. And yeah, that's when it all makes sense now. That's why Narcissa was seeing the chair constantly move, because that's how she hanged herself. But also in one scene, it shows Julia when she was, I think, young or whatever it was, like into the room, and she started praying to like hanging body, and she started waking up and started laughing in an evil way. I think it's to say to get revenge basically. And Narcissa only opened the door. She let the spirits free basically, because that's what explains all the knocking, the banging, and Socorro wanted to be free and see her daughter. And yeah, that's when you also see her just seeing like Sokoa and her daughter just reunite. I didn't quite get the daughter's name. Yeah, I don't know the daughter's name. But yeah, what I was gonna say, this movie, from the start, I was just thinking the acting. I don't know what I'm sure of. It was a 5 at first. For the first half of the movie, I was just like, a few odd creepy bits here and there. It didn't quite scare me, but you know what? It made up for it with the story and history. The story is better than one of Veronica. Veronica one was pretty obvious. The reason why I mentioned Veronica is because that's one of the characters was in Veronica, so I'm relating it. And in Veronica, it's just mostly about teenage girls just messing with like a Ouija board, basically. So there's nothing much to it. There's not much of a deep story. It's just like it had a good ending to it, really. A typical type of ending I saw coming. And yeah, so I mean, it was just mad. There was also another scene too of where she was wearing a veil, and she was trying to get strangled by it. It's almost like that Sokoa was trying to warn her, but at the same time trying to tell her what was going to be giving her signs. That's what confuses me, these type of movies. Like the evil spirit or the friendly spirits are trying to help the person, or they're not. It's very weird. So yeah, so it's a pretty nice moment there, just reuniting a mother and daughter together. It's good to have moments like that in these type of movies. And then it cuts to like years later of like, I think it's a school. I think they built that over a school, because I think it was probably, no, that's probably separate locations. I don't want to mislead anybody. That's what confused me. But yeah, because he did actually go into a school to work there. So yeah, and Sister Death walks in, and then you see like Veronica there as well, just smiling. But then Veronica's kind of intrigued with this character, and they go back and just, I can't remember what the girl said to her, to be honest. And Sister Death just looks around, and that's what her name is in that anyway. Or I'm just gonna say Narcissa stuff is, because that's her name in this movie. So quite a batch from them, I guess. Or any would do. Depends what you want to call her. But yeah, and then she starts looking, and then Veronica just sort of looks. She's the only one that kind of looks like there's more to it. She knows there's more to it, and she's a bit more clued up, and she knows something's going on. And yeah, it just finishes there, I guess. I gotta say, well done Paco Plaza. That's like the producer of this movie, and Veronica as well. I can tell the Veronica feel to it, because Veronica got I like movies. Even though I kind of prefer movies from the start to be scary, you can't expect the first 10 minutes to jump off. Like, there's got to be a bit of a build up. And I've got to say, what I've gathered so far, it is very similar, because Veronica, it actually escalated very quickly. It's like with found footage movies. They escalate for the last 30-40 minutes because they build it up. And they have all that like quietness, and it ends up being like crazy towards it. I like that. And I kind of I love the story to this movie. I actually kind of love this movie. It's probably not for anyone's cup of tea, but at first I was like, I'm not sure. It got really good. The history, the story, the acting as well actually got really good. The creepy scenes as well was kind of good. I kind of wish I had the jump scares. I think I would have added a bit more to the rating, but excuse me, I burped too. Always have to be polite. But yeah, what else can I say? I don't know if any of you might like it, because at the start people might be like, oh, I didn't like it, it's felt a bit cliche, but I love the movie. We love it. I mean, be fair, I don't know. I mean, I do love the movie eventually. So yeah, you know what? Props to the person that made this. I can't pronounce the one of the writers' names. I'll hashtag it though. So yeah, rating for this movie, it's got to be a 9. A whopping 9 out of 10, because I think it would have made it perfect. It's possibly have a bit more at the start, I guess. Maybe make it a bit more jumpy. It would have been perfect if it was a bit more scary in some scenes. It's like same as I said with Veronica, but I know not every horror has jump scares, right? Fair enough, but these type of horror movies should always include jump scares just to get you. I know that doesn't always make up for a whole movie, but it would have added to it. Then it would have been a perfect movie. And also, I think I just realized something too. they showed a scene at the start of the movie where it showed it from 1939, and now I'm starting to realize, is that Sister Narcissa, was that the year that, is that when she was a kid and she was looking at the eclipse? Is that what it was? And it kind of relates back to it. Maybe that's what it was. So yeah, so I don't like when movies do that, because it's not very clear why they show it, but then they gradually tell you, oh, this is the reason for all this, and why this person is doing this, why this person is doing that. So yeah, look, I mean, to be honest, you know what, I'm gonna love the movie. I don't know why I'm hesitant on that, because it's this is the start of the movie that didn't get me, but you know what, I love the movie all of a sudden now. I definitely added it to my like list on Netflix, because it is a must watch 100%. I did say I was going to watch it last Tuesday after watching Veronica, and now I have. So yeah, it's a brilliant movie. The only thing that was missing was a jump scare part, so that would have been perfect. This movie, and would have given it a perfect rating. So yeah, that's it with this video. 9 out of 10 is. If you enjoyed the video, please give a like, comment, share, subscribe, and hit the notification below. So see you in the next video.